So that means then that out of that million, he's down to about 100,000 that he could put aside for an investment, which means now then if he were to earn any sort of interest on that $100,000, it's now closer to $5,000. That's it.
Oh my god.
It's how quickly this goes. Beyond's John Master Lee.
And Lulu.
And today we are going to be reacting to MrBeast for the very first time.
Where? Who is MrBeast?
MrBeast, Lulu, is probably the most notable YouTuber in all of 2019. What this guy does, it's hard to explain, but he's definitely found a very interesting niche where he's constantly giving away a lot of money. He gave away $1 million in his last video.
Holy
and
cow.
in this video, I guess he's gonna have this guy spend that $1 million and he's gonna document it. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
And away we go.
We filmed a video titled Last to Take Hand Off $1 Million Keeps It. So if you haven't seen that last video, go watch it now because obviously this video will spoil it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Last one of you to take your hand off this $1 million stack of cash keeps it. Mark is the winner of the $1 Million Challenge.
No way!
Yes.
No way!
All right, so you now have 24 hours to spend the $1 million. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it. We're starting off the day. Grab what you want.
This, I can get that. No.
That was actually just a joke. I told him to do that. What we're actually gonna do is be responsible and try to set Mark up for his future. Obviously, he's aware $1 million is a lot, but it's not unlimited money. So we're gonna make smart purchases like a house, cars, and do some investing.
Cars. How's a car a smart investment? Investing in a house makes sense. They accrue value over time.
I need this.
Just add that to the pile?
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna get this probably for me, splurge a little bit on myself.
So here you go, sir. Here are your 3 PS4.
Thank you.
You have $1 million.
I don't believe this is real.
It is.
Man, this is crazy.
This is only a small percentage of what you have.
I don't even know how I'm gonna spend it all. This is unreal.
Is this his staff?
No, it's just his friends. This is MrBeast's friends.
Hey! 2 Note 10 Pluses.
Of course, the new iPads as well.
Wow. Thank you.
I don't know how much that was, but it's right there on the counter.
I
Wow.
like how all y'all just calm like y'all do this all the time.
Yeah, I just said he does this all the time.
Wow. But why is he so rich?
He's not. He kind of just gives it away. He makes his money from making these videos and then he just spends it on other people. That's his show.
Wow.
But in comparison to $1 million, it's not that crazy.
And you wild out. You bought everything you could ever want from here.
Exactly, and it's not even a Wow.
Mark said he wanted to buy some cars, so let's go ball out, Mark.
Let's go.
All right, gosh, it's freezing. I'm cold.
This. Oh, you got the rims.
Everyone get in the car.
I never in my life would think I would be driving or having something like this. This is crazy.
That's why he's so excited.
One of the best moments of my life.
Let's go buy this one, and you still have one more car you want to
Yes.
buy. How about this car, Mark?
Yo, these look like nostrils. You should get them.
This is a luxury car. How much is this? Mark,
I'm sold.
so this car plus the other car is about $100,000 total, right?
Yes, it is.
Can you confirm that?
Yes, I did the
Okay, so you drove it for only a few minutes.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
All I need from you is a signature right here. The vehicles are yours.
You better not read it. You're a millionaire. You ain't got time to read.
So obviously paperwork for buying a car takes a while, so he's gonna come back and finish that later. We're gonna keep shopping.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna call my wife and tell her about the new car. I know she's gonna be so happy about it. Babe, I just bought us both 2 brand new cars. Both of them are black. It is super nice, and I think you're gonna love it.
You just bought both of those cars?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, wow.
You're gonna love it. Like, our life really just changed.
You know how much to put gas in that kind of car?
So much stuff. Let's go friends and family.
Yeah.
Yo, good look, bro.
Happy for you, bro. I want to say from the bottom of my heart, you're a real one. You're a real MVP, man.
Now we're in the mall. You still have like a lot of money left.
Holy
you haven't even started
shit.
spending. Go wild, boys. You mentioned you wanted to buy your wife a wedding ring.
Yes, I did.
Crazy.
Like the ring that she has on now, it was cheap. So now I'm gonna actually buy her a real ring.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get it for her today. This is exactly what she wants. So I think I'm gonna get this one.
That's good.
Yeah.
So Mark dropped $20,000 on a ring. Now we're gonna take you to Mark's house and just show you where he lives. So this is where you currently live.
This is my room. This is where me
My wife sleep. See, it ain't no room at all. Like
You can't even open the door all the way.
right.
This is my little.
How did they become
Your
friends?
little cousin sleeps on an air mattress?
I don't think they're friends. I think this is just someone who.
They
Cousin is
found.
sleeping
Yeah.
on
And
an
then they
air
chose
mattress that's,
him.
Yeah.
like,
I don't know. We need to watch the
sleeping
last
on the
video to
floor.
find
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
I'm super glad you won the $1 million. So the current house we were just in, which is smaller
Wow.
than the one you just bought.
That's a
you
good deal, actually, for a
split
car.
it in half with another family.
Yes.
It's interesting they bird the neighborhood
Yeah, yeah.
because they want him to go like suddenly get hounded by stalkers and people who wanted his money.
That's crazy.
Technically, anybody could use $1 million, but it's clear that this is really going to change your life and help you out in a positive way. And I'm glad we could do that for you, man.
Show you the cars.
Okay.
I can't believe this is about to be my house, man. And wow.
This will be big, especially for your wife, you and your sister, and maybe your cousin. Like, how big is this compared to it? Like 3 times bigger?
Everything is like
Sponsor,
crammed
honey,
together.
it's still like
No space.
You'll have plenty of room.
Come on in, everyone. Welcome to the new Pate residence. I want to start with the basement because that's probably like my favorite thing out of the whole thing. So yeah, let's go to the basement. Look at this.
Where the boys are hanging out.
You guys really don't know like where I came from. Like I'm so grateful for everything that the MrBeast crew have done for me. Like
I'm the one that's getting emotional and cry. I'm trying not to cry because it's like he's not crying.
I think he's had time to process it. It's been,
Yeah.
some time since he won the money.
a week ago, I only have $5 in my bank account. Like I didn't have nothing. Really couldn't feed my wife. I couldn't feed my sister. But now I'm able to like provide for my family. So this is like a really, really good experience for me. And genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you.
Aww.
Seriously, man, thank you.
No problem. It just makes me happy that you're happy.
Yeah, I am. I love it. I'd never ever think that I would really have a house like this. And it's all for my family.
So we'll get together over the next few days, have you sign everything. Pretty soon you're gonna get this key right.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the
Thank you. I
house.
appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Seriously.
Just for clarity, how much is this house? It's 165, right?
Yep.
Okay, which is perfectly in the budget.
165?
We're gonna go buy
Baby,
furniture.
that's so.
Mark, you've only spent $36,000 so far.
That is optional. A lot of that he still has to get his wife's approval on. For now, we're gonna add that to the total, 36 grand.
Ever since Mark became a millionaire, he's really got an expensive taste.
Yes, I have.
Jeez.
Mark, do you want to tell him what you plan on doing?
Plan on going to my mother's house and I'm gonna give her $15,000.
And then afterwards, you want to also give your mother-in-law $15,000.
Yes, I want to give my mother-in-law $15,000.
That's, dude, that's dope, man. So I think we're good on purchasing things for today. Now we really need to sit down and talk about taxes.
Yes. I'm really actually glad he's doing this. Because this keeps going through my mind.
Like, yeah, with all that.
I know a lot of you may be younger, but since he's receiving $1 million, he does have a large tax bill that we need to talk about.
You don't have to pay taxes. I haven't done it ever.
You do. So before we go any further, let's break down everything we spent so far. You spent $23,000 at Best Buy, $20,000 on a wedding ring, $100,000 on cars, $165,000 on a house, $30,000 on furniture, and $30,000 on appliances. So far we spent $368,000 on material things. $15,000 for the closing costs of your house, $20,000 for utilities, bills, just random things that go wrong. And you've given away $30,000, $15,000 to your mom, and then the $15,000 you told me you want to give to your mother-in-law. So Chandler won $100. That was a predetermined rule before the $1 million challenge. The coach of the contestant got $100 grand. And then also during the last to stop biking video, you said this. If you win the $1 million, you want to give him 50 grand?
Yes, I want to give him 50 grand.
Aww. Basically, you promised Jeremy $50,000.
Yes, I did.
And that brings your total up to $583,000. So now this video is going to get a little more serious because obviously Mark needs to set aside money for taxes and also do some investing. So Mark didn't actually receive all $1 million because he gave Chandler $100,000 and Jeremy $50,000. So what he got is $850,000. So Mark wants to set aside $340,000, basically 40%, just to make sure all his tax liabilities are covered. Jeremy spent $30,000 and then set aside 20 grand for taxes. So that's another $50,000. So that is exactly where $923,000 of the $1 million went. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible because I know a lot of you won't believe me that I gave away $1 million, but I'm literally showing you right here, we did.
He really did.
You have 77 grand left. I know you talked about wanting to maybe invest 50K and then set aside like the other 23 for just other little nuances here and there. And to be 100% honest, we went into an investing firm and they told us we couldn't record. So you'll have to meet with the financial expert on your own. I really wanted to show you guys where all the money went. I'm gonna just close this.
That's $1 million.
That's where the $1 million went. Mark, it's crazy that all of this happened because you put your hand on $1 million and you were the last to take it off. One of my goals for this video was just to make sure you don't get screwed over. Like, I genuinely think you will do fine. If you ever need anything, just let me know.
Thank you, and I appreciate everybody. Thank you for believing in me and giving me this chance.
Subscribe.
He said it.
Wow. Who
Yeah.
was singing?
I don't know.
Really nice voice.
I think it was kind of a joke. He does that at the end of all the videos.
Yeah.
All right, so I was thinking about like how to go about making this video because I think there's actually an interesting take on this that isn't actually addressed fully enough by MrBeast. And I don't think what people are realizing what's happening here with this $1 million.
Okay.
Because after what he's done here, what he's left with is actually very little money that's left. First and foremost, right, to win $1 million, you have to set aside money for tax. That's what MrBeast is talking about here, right? And that's not something MrBeast is going to pay. He's not going to pay like 20 to 30% on top of that. He is basically saying you need to pay that yourself. Now, the problem with that is this is money that is treated like income. If you win $1 million, you have to pay honestly, probably one of the highest tax rates instantly. It's not 20%. It's definitely higher than that. Yes. So right there, 1/3 of your money is probably gone, like just to taxes. And then he promises 100,000 and then another 50,000. So boom, right there, he's already down to $500,000.
Right.
Right? That's how dangerous it is if you don't start thinking about what to do with the rest of the money. If he had the full $1 million to spend,
right,
and he was to put into some sort of investment vehicle right then and there, and let's say that investment vehicle pulls in 5%, which I would say is probably conservative, to 8%, which I think is probably more closer to what we will want to see. He can then generate $50,000 to $80,000 in investment income every single year, right? So he's already lost that opportunity because he has $500,000. So you cut that in half, and now you're pulling in about $25,000 to about $40,000 additional income through your investments. And this is really how the rich get richer. They take their money that they have and they invest it and they make money from that. But the thing is right now is that he already went and spent well over $100-some thousand on stuff that is gone, like money that's gone, right? Gifts to other people, which is perfectly fine, right? I think you should do that. But then by buying these two cars instantly lose their value. Like, you know, if he could have done something like buy a used car, even a 1-year-old used car could have saved him 20% on the top. But, you know, this could be just something that they're doing for show here, right? This is him spending the money. It is money that he just instantly earned, and he's not thinking about it. But I think what this guy really needs to think about now is, and it may already be too late because the money is already gone. Like if we were ever in this scenario, if anyone is ever in this scenario, like winning the lottery, I highly recommend to just take a moment, talk with a financial advisor first, not last, and figure out, all right, what do I do the biggest chunk of this? Because it goes so fast. Right. Now, the one thing he did like was smart was, yeah, just like 15 minutes, right? It feels like 15 minutes. He just spent it all. There's one thing that he did do smart, which is he bought a house. We don't know if he overpaid it or not, but at least he likely will not lose that money. About $150,000 to about $200,000 is at least set aside for that. So that's investment money, but that's money he can't touch. It's not liquid assets. It's not cash. He's only left with about, from what it sounds like, less than $100,000 in cash, maybe about $50,000. So that means then that out of that $1 million, he's down to about $100,000 that he could put aside for an investment, which means now then if he were to earn any sort of interest on that $100,000, it's now closer to $5,000, $8,000. That's it.
Oh my God.
It's how quickly this goes, right? So now, you know, he's young. So if he was smart, he would at least take that $100,000, put it into something and not touch it until he retires. Because with that $100,000, if he puts it away now, he will generate another $1 million over his lifetime. Guarantee it. So I really do hope he talks to that financial advisor. I really do hope he doesn't get caught up into the MrBeast mentality of money is easy to come. It makes it seem like it's that easy for this kind of thing to happen. Yeah, exactly. Also because it creates a sense of let's be charitable and feel good about it, but
there's danger.
There's danger in just giving money away like that. In fact, that's how a lot of people who win lotteries end up losing so much of money. They just give. And then when they realize what they really need, it's not there anymore.
Right.
So that's one reason why I think this next year is going to be really, really important for us, and why I really look forward to actually finally sitting down with you and finally getting us on budget. Because I think at the end of the day, it's so important for you to understand like how to treat money like an opportunity. Like an opportunity to invest, not an opportunity to spend. Because we've earned good amount of money since we've been married, Ludad. Like I've earned good money. And the reality is my savings do not reflect that. And this is a great example of how we can fall into this mentality of it's easy to spend.
Right. That was so easy. I was like thinking of like, if that was me, I could have just bought them grocery or...
You know, you would have done the same thing, Luda. That's just, you would have done the same thing.
That's true. That's
I promise you. That's the reason why.
On that moment, you would be saying, okay, I need to get the toys, all that technology, new stuff.
Exactly. You would be doing the same thing. That's why I wanted you to watch this, because it's so important for you to see and understand what's happening here. I just explained to you how he could be making $50,000 to $80,000 in cash every year with that money, and now it's down to $5,000. That's it. Just like that. You would honestly be the same sort of reaction, I think, with most people, which is, I'm giving away. It's a good cause, right? John, don't give me a hard time about being charitable. And this isn't about charity. This is being smart with your money so that you could be charitable for the rest of your life. Or let's say in this case, let's just be real, right? He's left with even $500,000. That's still about $25,000. Guaranteed $25,000 he can earn every single year. And if he wanted to give away $20,000 of that and keep just $5,000, what's left for him, as if he already spent it all, that's still $20,000 he can give to his family every year for the rest of his life. You think about that, right? Another, 60 years of his life, $20,000 is another $1 million.
Well, not everybody knows about that.
Well, he does now after he's talking to financial advisors. But like I said, I think this happened after the money was gone. Now, I don't know how much of this is designed to create a fun YouTube video. Like there's an agreement that you had to spend this type of thing up front. We want to film it because this would be the most boring video if up front he says, I want to be smart with my money and
I'm going to put it on investment.
I'll just put it in investment. And boom, 1 minute
that's
in,
only
the video's
1
over.
minute. Exactly. So it has to
But that's why I'm making this video, so that we can understand it, and for me to try to share with you how important it is to manage our money.
Wow, MrBeast. You are a beast.
He is a beast. This is probably the most I've seen him give away.
So how did he became famous doing YouTube, earn this big?
He did this from the start. Even when he wasn't big.
Really?
He did stuff like this, yeah.
How did he find the $1 million?
Well, then, you know what? We'll go watch another one of his videos and I'll show you how he started off. His goal was never to be rich on YouTube. He just, whatever he earned, he just gave it away.
Wow, that's so nice.
It's smart.
Yep.
Although I just hope he starts thinking about his future too, because he says oftentimes that he spends everything. So, but we'll watch more videos of him if you guys want us to, just so that we can get inspired by what he's doing. But also I think to talk about the money situation, which I think is actually really interesting here.